Hey everybody, Jim Perry here. So I am back out at the farm that I was at yesterday. Yesterday's objective was to get through the spoils from the landscaping done at a completely separate location that were dumped here to see what I might be able to find. In my time here yesterday and visiting with the property owner, I was given the opportunity to come back and to metal detect this property itself. The property here dates back into the easily 1850s. So I showed up early this morning and we spent about an hour and I got a tour of the entire property, including another adjoining property that the owner purchased, where a homestead had set on that site. It's now an open field, and I'm invited back to come detect that once the crops have been harvested. So in the tour today, I decided there were going to be several locations here on the site that I'm going to try to get to. This open area behind me was pasture or yard forever ago. I'm going to be going around the home. I'm not going to show exactly what that looks like, but the original log cabin still stands. The home itself that's there now was built around that. So I'm starting in the front yard right now, near where the well was, and let me show you what my first target is. So this is where the property owner suspects the original well was. The new one is just across the driveway here. So just along the sidewalk leading to the current and former front entrance to the home, just a few inches off, popped out this. So this is hopeful. Appears to me, I could be completely wrong, but appears to me to be part of a hole. Assuming that there was a garden alongside the structure here at some point. This was maybe 7 or 8 inches down. Very, very strong signal. So be able to clean that up nice. It's very heavy. I have not seen one like this, if indeed it is a hole. So we'll be going around the outside of the home here, checking out kind of behind me where the lawn itself would have been, or some pasture, and then kind of farther behind the home in that direction there was a lane that went through here to another part of the property, so I'll be hitting that as well. So I'm working the area where the clothesline obviously has been for a very long time, just on the north side of the home itself. I've already got this partially exposed. I have no idea what this is. Looks like a mold of some kind. That was my first impression, but these are ears of corn. I'll have to ask the property owner if he has a clue what this might be. There's so much stuff that I found that I have absolutely no clue. Anyone out there watching that might have an idea, let me know. Something that would have, I'm guessing, had been used in the kitchen here. So I'm kind of back to about where I started, moved along through where the clothesline was, around the other side of the home, back to an open part of the yard, switched out to the smaller coil because of how much trash I was finding. Needed to be able to separate a little bit better. And back over to the clothesline again. Last night, before I went to bed, I watched an episode of Green Mountain Metal Detecting. Brad had found one of these. This is a mason jar lid, an old mason jar lid. Let's see if the inside is cracked. And he, in the video, had said he wondered why there were liners inside these that were made out of glass. Give me a second, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've got the inside cleaned out, and this is what it would look like. The reason for the porcelain, or it'd be called white milk glass on the inside of these, was to keep the food itself from getting the metallic taste from these old metal lids. New lids are completely different. They have a rubber and plastic seal on the inside. The majority of these that I find are actually cracked and broken. And this one, as I wipe it off, is not. It's in perfect shape. I'm doubting that I will keep the lid itself, although I might. This is in actually really, really good shape as well. So maybe I'll keep this as a good example of what an old mason jar lid looks like. The added benefit to this liner, in addition to it keeping the taste from getting a metallic taste to it, it also reduced the amount of bacteria getting to the food itself from that lid. So very, very cool. I almost always find these when I'm on older farms, most of the time just off of the kitchen where some of the garbage might have been dumped. So not really exciting, but a very old piece of history from this property. And right next to that, pretty high tone, comes this. I got a funny feeling that this might be what today is like. A lot of these older iron pieces found on this farm. And just along the drive, move my way over here now. Another tool, very heavy. This I recognize right away. Looks like the middle part where the shaft of an axe handle would go in, but there is not anywhere near the surface size for an axe handle. This would be part of a pickaxe, or the pickaxe. You can see where it would have gone off from here out. So very heavy piece. Lots of targets out here, not extremely exciting targets, but targets nonetheless, from tools that someone used forever ago. I'm assuming this got left behind because the end of it was broken off. The owner may have removed the handle to put on another pickaxe, or they may have just set it down where it broke, and the wood would have rotted away over all these years, and sat here next to the driveway for me to find all these years later. You guys gonna help me? Come on, good boy. Come here. Hey there, hey there. Yeah. Yeah. So I have literally been walking all over this property for several hours. Just lots and lots and lots of huge iron targets. That sound really good, but they're very deep, and I don't need any more iron stuff. Feeling like I want to get out of here. I'd like to have one more good target back up near the home, very close to it, and maybe 4 inches down. Just flip the plug, get something round. I have no idea what this is. There is definitely something on it, but no idea what that is. So give me a bit. Almost looks like clock hands. Interesting. Give me a minute here. I'm going to brush this off and we'll see what it is together. So this was a lot of work. I had a feeling I'd be able to leave with something good and not just huge iron targets today. Very grateful for this small coin. This happens to be a Captain Midnight Decoder coin. It's made out of brass, bigger than a quarter. It is holed, which means I'm assuming that it was worn on a necklace, or could be worn on a necklace. I'll share some information in a bit, but the bottom has got a dimple on it where it's able to be spun, and it's a decision maker along with the decoding part to it as well. I spent most of the last 20 or 25 minutes cleaning this up and looking up some information not only about the Captain Midnight radio show, but the coin itself. This coin is dated 1940. This was given out to children who listened to the radio show in 1940. I also did have to double check because I saw that there were reproductions that were done in the 70s. Those reproductions were stamped in the Skelly logo with an R, and there is no R on this coin, which means that this coin has been sitting here probably for most of the last 80 years for me to find. Unbelievable. Huge amount of work for this today. I know it seems really simple, but I am so grateful for the chance to find something like this. I love finding toys. I love finding stuff like this. I don't mind finding regular coins and stuff like that, but this is special. The person that lost this may have been really upset and may have carried it with them for several years as a fan of the show, and then to lose an item that's so personal had to have made an impact on them. I'd like to share a little bit of information about this coin with you now. Captain Midnight is a radio show that aired in the United States from 1938 to 1949. The following is read from antiqueradio.org. Captain Midnight Decoder Radio Premium, 1940. This premium was sent to kids who listened to the Captain Midnight radio show in 1940. Made of bronze, it's the size of a large coin, bigger than a quarter. Staring soberly through his goggles, Captain Midnight is flanked by his sidekicks, Patsy Donovan and Chuck Ramsey. And he prompts us to remember the password, Cobrel Hoffa, for decoding those all-important secret messages contained in each show. On the back is a clock face pointing to midnight, plus the logo of his show's sponsor, Skelly Oil, and the legend of Medal of Membership, Captain Midnight Flight Patrol, 1940. In addition to decoding messages, the Captain Midnight medal could be used as a decision maker. The center of the propeller is raised, so if you spin the metal face down, the clock hands on the back whirl around, eventually slowing to a point in a particular direction. According to the radio ads, an invaluable aid for those tough choices, like picking kids for your team. And back to the front yard. It is time for me to go. Absolutely last target for the day. Hot Wheels Diora. Not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Car from 1967. Very cool. The wheels are intact. That actually will clean up very nicely when I get home. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. I have been here for about 5.5 hours. Completely unexpected. I was really feeling disappointed by the other finds and discouraged, and felt like I knew there had to be something good before I leave. Glad for the Matchbox car. I'd normally be happy with that, but very, very glad for this little piece. Very interesting Captain Midnight decoder coin. Excited for that today. Very, very cool. Every item found has a story to tell, including this one. Sometimes it just takes a little digging to figure out what that story is. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider subscribing and liking this video. Again, thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon.